everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that I've really never done before. This video is all about dry normal skin and some of my favorite products that are for sale at Sephora that will complement your skin if you are dry normal. Now I'm also doing this video in collaboration with a friend of mine here on YouTube. Her name is Jennifer Joyce Beauty. I love her so much, and she has oily skin. So for all of you out there who have oily skin, I am going to link her video in the description box down below and up here in the iCards so that you can check out her video, because she's going to be doing the same thing I am. She's going through products from Sephora and doing a full makeup look, kind of giving you tips and tricks on what products that she loves for oily skin and why. And so I'm doing the dry normal version of that. I'm excited about this collaboration, and I thought it would be fun because we both have such different skin types and we both need something totally different. I just thought it would be a helpful way to also help you guys out who are not dry normal and you are more oily and you need tips for application of oily skin. And Jen is actually a makeup artist and a hairstylist. She's been in the business for over 20 years. She has a salon in Southern California and she is just a badass, okay? She just really is, and she knows a lot about makeup. She knows a lot about beauty and technique. So I'm happy that she and I were able to collaborate on something like this, because I'm giving my tips and tricks for dry normal and she's giving her tips and tricks for oily combo. And also we're gonna try to put this video up before the Sephora sale ends, just so that if there is a product in here that, as I'm explaining or as she's going through her explaining process of why we like them, maybe it's something that you guys might be interested in picking up and you can get it for the 20% off. So we just thought this was kind of like perfect timing, and we've been wanting to do another collaboration. She and I have collaborated in the past. We've wanted to do another collaboration, but it just keeps kind of getting pushed to the side. But so here we are. I am super happy. Thank you, Jen, for collaborating again with me in yet another wonderful video. I love you to the moon and back. She is one of those that always has my back, and loyalty is everything to me, and so I really appreciate her, and she's just a really good dear friend of mine. So definitely show her some love. Let her know that you are a part of my family. I hope you guys are excited about this video, and without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's jump into this video. I'm super excited about it. If you have like a dry normal skin situation, I cannot recommend the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base more. There's several reasons why I love this. Number one, it absorbs into the skin and it does moisturize your skin throughout the day, leaves you nice and hydrated, but it's not overly hydrating for those of you who are dry normal. Other reason why I love it is because, yes, it's expensive when you first buy it, but this can last me 4 to 6 months. So it's expensive, but think about how many times you're replenishing your primer. Let's just say that you have a primer that's in a tube like this. Do you go through this 2 or 3 months? Like, if you do, if it does take you 2 or 3 months to go through your primer, you would definitely get the use out of this. Now let's just say that you are very dry. So let's just say that you are somebody that's just constantly dry and you have dry patches on your skin. This Tatcha Dewy skin cream will definitely change your life. Like, it is the best dewy skin cream I've ever used, and you can wear this under your foundation. I don't recommend wearing this under your foundation if you're more normal, but if you're really dry, this is such a great option. So today I'm not as dry, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with the Bobbi Brown. But if you're paying like $30 for your primer and you're going through it every 2 to 3 months, then you're gonna get your money's worth, because this will last you much longer, and it's so good, you guys. I just love this primer, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people love it. Like, it's just a good one. Let's move on to foundations. I'm gonna give you guys a few options based on price point, just based on coverage and that type of thing. First one is the Tom Ford TRACELESS foundation. This is so freaking good. I did not want to like this, you guys. I did not want to like this, and I love it. Like, it is one of my top 5 favorite foundations of all time. It's so good. The other one that is my all-time fave, top 5 favorite foundation is the Lancome Skin Feels Good. You guys, this is so beautiful on the skin. It's hydrating. It gives good, even, nice coverage, and it just makes your skin just look so healthy and just, oh, it's so good. This has been a favorite of mine for about 1.5 years now. I think this one probably lasts a little bit longer than this one. I could probably get a good 8-hour wear out of this before it starts to kind of, you know, wear down. This one maybe a little bit longer, but they both wear off very naturally. So let's just say that you're dry, but you need your foundation to last and lock for like 12 hours. So these are the 3 that I would say that are gonna last a little bit longer, and they're gonna kind of set down a little bit better. So the Anastasia, the new foundation, this one is a really good one, and it does last for a pretty decent amount of time. The other one is the Forever Skin Glow from DIOR. This one sets down, and it does give you like the glowy, luminous look, but it still gives you that hydration throughout the day. But just be careful with this. Just apply like a thin layer with this one, because you don't want it to be too thick in areas. The other one that I absolutely love as well is the SMASHBOX Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. So this has been one of my favorite foundations, but I can't wear this too many days in a row because there's an ingredient in here that breaks me out. It's something that kind of counteracts with my adult acne. You guys know I do have adult acne. So this one is oil-free, but I'm not exactly sure what's in it that makes me break out, but it does. It has tons of shades, keeps your skin hydrated, and it lasts a really decent amount of time. The other one that I love is this one from Becca, the Becca Aqua Luminous. The only problem with this one is it doesn't have a lot of shades, which is kind of a bummer. This one is, I would say, like a light medium coverage situation. This one is a light medium coverage. This one is probably a light to a pretty decent medium coverage. This one is a nice medium. This is a medium. You could possibly build this to a full, and this one's definitely a medium and could be built to a full. So there's also this one from Clinique. So this is the Even Better Refresh Hydrating and Repair Foundation. I can get 12 hours out of this one, and if you get this while this is on sale, you can get this one for a pretty decent price. I think this one is probably the cheapest. Maybe these two are the cheapest out of all the foundations that I just spoke about. And if you save 20% off, then you know you're getting a pretty good deal for these foundations. So I definitely want to mention this one as well. Gives you nice medium to full coverage, and it lasts a really long time, but also keeps your skin hydrated. So this is a good one as well. I think for the sake of the video, I think because I am going to give you guys so many options, I think I'm going to do half of the face with like a Lancome and half the face with like a Tom Ford. So I'm going to put 1 pump of the Lancome on this side. Look how pretty that is. Oh, it's so good. It's such a good foundation. Now, this one is a light medium coverage, but you can build it to a medium, and all you have to do is just kind of do these like stippling motions, and it doesn't get cakey. So this is one that you can definitely do the stippling motions, and it does not get cakey. This is very hydrating, very luminous, very dewy. For those of you who are dry, you will love this. I mean, it is just beautiful. It's a gorgeous foundation. It was my favorite all last year, and it's still been one of my favorites. Like, this is just one, I mean, look how beautiful that is. So subtle and so lightweight, yet it just kind of evens out my skin tone. It's just exactly what it says it is. I don't recommend it for anybody that has oily skin or combination skin, but dry and normal, if you want that dewy in your normal, you will love it. It is just so beautiful. Now I'm gonna go in with my sponge and just kind of smooth out some of the brush marks. This is one that I like to initially apply with a brush and do an even layer. And then I'll go in and kind of grab some here off the back of my hand and kind of press it in and build up a little bit more coverage. But look how beautiful that is. It's seriously so freaking pretty. I love it. So now I'm gonna go in with the Tom Ford. And I like to just kind of build and work my way up with coverage on this one. Now, the Tom Ford is a little bit darker than the Lancome, but I think I'll be able to make it work. So 7.7 is my shade, and it's a little bit too dark. So I'm an in-betweener on the Tom Ford foundation, which kind of stinks, but you know, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But look how pretty. This one blends out really, really beautiful. It takes little to no effort to blend it out. and it's just so pretty on the skin. Now both of these are going to be very luminous and very hydrating. I am going to use a really nice setting powder that is good for dry skin. Next up, concealers. So I do have two different concealers here that I feel like would be perfect. Absolutely perfect for dry skin. Number one, you guys know I'm obsessed with my Tarte Creaseless. I can't go without my Tarte Creaseless. Like, I'm obsessed with this concealer, and I know that there's a lot of women out there that don't really like the hydrated under eyes because this is very hydrating, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, I cannot use, oh, I love it. It's so good, you guys. It's such a good formula, and it just melts right into my skin, and it just keeps me nice and hydrated, and it's like I don't have to worry about it. Oh, it's so good. If you have dry under eyes, this will completely change your life. And I know that because I've recommended it for a long time here on my channel. And those of you that do have dry under eyes and have tried this based on my recommendation, you have fallen madly in love with it. The other one that I really like, so for those of you that don't want that really hydrated under eye, this one I recently discovered and I really like it. The only thing about this one is the shades are a little tricky. So I don't know why, but they run really dark. So just be mindful of that. I have the shade Nutmeg. By the way, this was in the shade 34G Golden Medium. This one is in the shade Nutmeg. And this is from ILIA? I'm not sure. ILIA? I don't know. This is the True Skin Serum Concealer. What I like about this is that it is made with the organic products, and it is nice, and it goes on, it's hydrating, but it kind of sets down, and it's kind of just a really nice, very hydrating, soft, matte finish. So when you first blend it in, it kind of feels a little bit hydrating, and then once you just keep working it in, it does eventually set down. Did I put on the wrong shade? I put on the wrong shade. Dang it. I have two of them. I have it in the shade YUCCA. That's the shade that I use when I'm spot concealing. So YUCCA is a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna put a little bit right here just to kind of brighten that up a little bit because I put on the wrong shade. Both of these are nice full coverage. You can see that my bag's just really kind of covered up. Everything looks very smooth and very hydrated, and both of those concealers are really nice. Both of those I highly recommend for mature, dry under eyes. They're both so good. So I am looking like a little bit of a dewy girl, but we're gonna calm all that down with some dry, skin-friendly powders. So next up, I'm gonna do liquid contour. And I always have a lot of people say, how do you do liquid contour? Like, everybody that tries it does just not like it. The reason why I use liquid contour is because, number one, I can get it to blend into my skin much better than I can a dry contour. Whether you're using concealer, whether you're using an actual contour stick, whether you're using a liquid contour, whatever it is, it just melts into the skin much better than a powder contour. And that's for me personally. If you have dry skin and you're putting a bunch of powders on your face and you keep layering it, layer after layer after layer after layer, it's gonna attach to your dry and it's just not gonna be very comfortable. So if you have really dry skin, I recommend at least trying a cream contour and see if you're able to do it. It's so much easier than some people think it is. My two favorite contour products, as you know, is the KKW Beauty Contour Stick. This is in shade Tan. So that's what that looks like. And then I have the Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Fair Medium, and that's what those two look like. They're both amazing and they both blend beautifully. I talked about this one in my Sephora favorites video because it is one of my favorites. I recommend using the brush that you applied your foundation with, just because there's, you know, the foundation on the brush allows it to melt a little bit better into your skin. So just take a few dots, you know, start out small in the beginning and kind of just start going in and doing these stippling motions. See how easy that was to blend? It's like, oh my gosh, it's so easy, you guys. It's like foolproof. And, you know, until you get used to the cream contour, I would kind of work with it and kind of, you know, add a little bit more, layer it, blend it in, you know, layer, blend it in. This is a very lightweight contour. Right, next up is bronzer. Bronzers are a little tricky, and I don't know if you guys are like me, but during the times that I'm really, really dry, bronzer is probably the one that will attach the most, kind of like the contour does. So the formula that I love the most is from Fenty. I love this, you guys. It is one of the best. I also really love the NATASHA DENONA one, this one in the bronze palette, but you can also get the mini for $19. I like that one as well. This is the bronze and glow. And this one is really nice as well. The formula is not as dusty. You want to choose a bronzer that isn't powdery, isn't dusty. You want something that's very soft, and very soft to the touch and soft on the skin and easy to blend into the skin. So I'm just going to take an angled brush like this, and I'm going to go into the Fenty. This one is in the shade Beijing Gaia. Just kind of go over top of that contour and add just a little bit of warmth to the contour. But because I contoured, I don't want to put on too much. I am somebody that can't wear a lot of heavy bronzer. You know, like I know a lot of people put a lot of bronzer on. For me, I can't. It's just too heavy for my face. And so I try to go in very lightly with bronzer, but it'll just add a little bit more dimension over top of the contour, but it'll also set the contour in place. So let's move on to blush. Blush is very, very good for dry skin because you are able to wear something with a little bit of shimmer. Those who have oily skin, most of the time stay away from it just because it can emphasize the oil and they're already luminous. They don't want to add a bunch of luminosity to their skin. But for those of you who are dry, anything with a little bit of shimmer in it will just give your skin such a beautiful glow. And I love this one from Hourglass, and put a little bit here. Oh, it's so pretty. So let's talk about the two powders. The best powder I have found for dry skin is the Hourglass. I know it's expensive, but if you're dry skinned, you're not going to be using a lot of it, and therefore you're gonna get your money's worth. It's going to be worth it. They do have a smaller size. It's a little bit more affordable, so you can try it, but I just have not found a powder that is as good and as hydrating and doesn't dry your skin out and doesn't look cakey and crepey and gross than this one, you guys. This one is so good. I'm actually going to use the Hourglass powder brush. Now, here's the thing. I like using powder when I wear these two foundations. If you're dry and you're going to wear the other foundations that I'm talking about, like, you know, the Clinique one, the SMASHBOX one, the DIOR one, or whatever, you don't necessarily need powder. But if you're going to wear the TRACELESS or the Lancome and you just want to calm down the shine just a little bit, this is the powder that will calm down the shine but still give that luminous look. It's just so good. It is a beautiful, beautiful powder. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and just start kind of lightly dusting this over the shine. See how much that just took down the shine, and it will kind of just set the foundation in place, which is kind of what you want anyways, because this is both of these are so luminous. So I'm just gonna dust it around the bottom. Again, I'm not using very much because it doesn't take very much of this to work. Now I'm going to go over my blush, which is the reason why I added just a little bit more than I normally would. But see, this is the part that I haven't put any powder on right between my brows. And you can see that that is still pretty shiny, but the rest still has a luminosity to it, but it's not super shiny. So you can see my skin still looks very, very healthy and very beautiful, but not so shiny, right? So I'm going to take this smaller brush, and you can use like a crease brush, and I go around my brows with this because I don't want to get powder gunked up in my brows. I want to kind of eliminate just a little bit of my pores right here in this area. Now, if you don't have a lot of like pores in that area, you don't need to take this step, okay? So let's just say that the powder kind of got rid of the shine and you're good. If you have enlarged pores, this might be something that you want to add to the routine. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. I like to go in and just do a little bit right here in this area. You don't need to do too much because we've already done a lot of the powder, but that smooths out those pores like nobody's business. I mean, it is just absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's such a good powder. We're gonna move into this product. This product is probably, again, one of my favorite investments, like the Bobbi Brown. This one I have had for almost 2 years. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I use it pretty much every single day, okay? Every time I apply makeup, pretty much. I like to use this brush. You can use any brush that has like a wispy motion to it, but this is the Luxie 514 brush. I like to go through all of the shades and kind of pick them all up, and then I go over and highlight my entire face. Now, this is perfect for those of you who have dry, normal skin, because this will give, because if you have dry skin, more likely you kind of have a dullness to your skin. When I was really dry, back before I started my Obagi Nude system, I noticed that I just had this dull like look to my skin. It was just dull and just didn't look healthy and radiant. This will give this to you. It will do it like a dream. Look how beautiful that is. Okay. Setting sprays. I have several options here for you guys. My number 2 current favorites right now is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. This is so lightweight, gives you that hydration, but it's not like too cakey. It's so pretty. The other one is the Lila Bee Glow Face Mist, the Wander Beauty Glow Getter Mist. This one is amazing as well. Also, the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Facial Spray. Finally, we have the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Let's just say that I'm at my dry. Like I am really dry right now. But I want to wear a foundation that is a little bit matte and a little bit long wearing. This is what I would reach for, the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. But this one can get a little bit too dewy if you are not really dry. That's where the rest of these come into play. All of these I recommend. It just depends on what you're needing in a setting spray. But this one is definitely dewy. Okay, it's dewy. She's a dewy bitch. But the others are good, hydrating, but not dewy. They're not going to make you look wet like. This one doesn't make you look wet, don't get me wrong, but it definitely gives you some luminosity. So for today, I'm just going to go in with the watermelon because it has just been truly one of my favorites. Spritzer and the watermelon scent. Oh, just don't have your mouth open when you're spraying it because it does not taste good. But look at that beautiful finish. I have radiance to my skin. I don't look cakey. I don't look heavy. I don't look overdone. It's not too thick. My pores are in check. My coverage is perfection. Like, this is exactly the perfect makeup for those who have dry skin. Like, it just really is. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that I gave you guys a little bit of help, a little bit of suggestions of some of the things that I love to wear during those times where I'm really dry. Here's another point that I wanted to bring up. If there is a foundation, let's just say that it's a little bit matte, but you absolutely love it and you wish that it wore a little bit better over your dry patches, I recommend some sort of facial oil, a primer oil preferably, but this one is from SMASHBOX, and you know, you can just put a little bit of your foundation, a tiny bit of oil, mix it up, and it will kind of dilute it a little bit. It'll give you that hydration that the foundation is missing, but still give you all the benefits that the foundation has. Truthfully, it's all about making sure that your skin is nice and prepped and that you're using products that will just give you an overall better application. And like I said, if you're dry, I would definitely do a nice mixture and combination of cream, liquid, and powder type of products, because if you just keep layering powder after powder after powder, it will just get more and more dry and a little bit too much on the face when you have dry. So be very mindful of that, especially if you have wrinkles. Go in with a very light hand when you're applying your foundation. If you're needing the coverage, Just look for those products that are a medium to a full coverage but have a very natural finish, and just go in very lightly and kind of do wispy buffing motions. The lighter the application, the better it's going to look. So I do hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Don't forget to head over to Jen's video for those of you who have oily skin, and she will give you so many great tips and some of her favorite products from Sephora, and I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.